This is going to be a short video because I'm outside, unless I decide to go back in the house. But I've been just out here walking around today. It is the day after Thanksgiving, and gratitude is a huge topic of discussion during the Thanksgiving holiday because we're all giving thanks, and it's a good thing. And I just want to say that as a holistic herbalist, one of the things that we do, if you're a good holistic herbalist, is you give consideration to the mental and emotional aspects of a person when you're working on them. And one of the things that's very common for people to be recommending is, and suggesting for people to do, is to have a gratitude practice. Every day, make a list of 10 things that you're grateful for, right? And some people do those challenges where they write down or journal about one thing a day that they're grateful for 100 days or something. And I'm not saying that these are bad things. They're actually very valuable and very good. But I know that for me, what I have found is that when I try to force myself to feel grateful, I sometimes end up feeling worse because I feel bad that I'm forcing myself to feel grateful. I'm trying to think of things to feel grateful for. And I have a lot to feel grateful for, by the way. Covered my ears. It's getting cold out here. There's that kind of gratitude guilt. And then there's another kind of gratitude guilt that some people feel, where maybe you're listing all these things that you're grateful for, like the food that's on your table and your home and your bank account and your job, and all of these things are really great to be grateful for, and you should be grateful for them. But the thing is for some people, and I'm sometimes one of them, is especially when I pass a homeless person on the street, I get a little feeling of guilt. Oh my goodness, how come I have these things and these other people don't? So that there's that kind of gratitude guilt going on. So what I have found is that when I reframe my feelings of gratefulness, sorry, my cat's hitting the tripod here. I'm Mr. Andy, buddies. But when I start feeling kind of struggling with the whole gratitude thing, which I talk about a lot in my newsletters, even how to feel grateful, or you should be feeling grateful. But I know for me, I like to do some other thinking about it. So I'm going to give you some ideas here. One of the things I like to do is think about the more intangible or less physical kinds of things, like the things you can't buy. You can't buy sunshine. I'm out here on this beautiful fall day, and I'm freezing, but I'm so grateful that look at this view. And if you can get out in nature, you can have that too. Then there's the gifts of the medicinal herbs that God has given us. How amazing is that? I like to think in terms of just those intangible things that are just wonderful. If you can get out onto a lake or a river and enjoy the day, or maybe you are standing in a grove of trees and you're enjoying the fall leaves coming down. Snow. Snow's cold, but oh my goodness, isn't it beautiful? So I love to think about those intangibles. Another category of gratitude that's easy for me is to think about the people in my life that I'm grateful for. And sometimes I don't think enough about these people. So just giving a few moments of thought to the people that have helped me, or who love me and are there for me, and who I can be there for and can help. So thinking about people in terms of your gratitude too. And then finally, the last one, and this might be my favorite thing to be grateful for, or category, is I love to think about the events in my life that have brought me to this place, even if they were horrible. I've had some trauma in my life that in the past that has really made a significant impact on me. And I've been able to turn some real negatives into some positives, some real tragic situations into beautiful ones. And here is another example. Can you think of those strange events in your life that took a moment and your whole life was changed? I remember there was a time that I shouldn't even admit this, but in my late 20s, I was extremely depressed, and I was even contemplating suicide. And had it all planned and everything. It was terrible. And I'm not saying this to make you feel sorry for me or anything like that. I was just in a really hard situation. And I came across this book. I owned a little daycare at that time in my home. And I came across this book at a garage sale, and it was 25 cents. And I had never read a self-help book in my life. And I looked down, and I think it was the Holy Spirit in me said, buy this book. So I reached down and I picked it up. I bought the book. It was called The Dance of Anger. And it changed my way of thinking completely. And I realized, and I'm not going to go into the whole story, it's a long story, but to make a long story short, it changed my life. I was able to think differently about things. It was my first step into realizing that I had some control over my thought process and therefore my physical life. And I was able to do things I never thought I would ever be able to do in a million jillion years. And it started with, that was one of the starts. I'm sure there were other things too, but I like to think about that event because I just remember that feeling that I had where it almost felt like somebody was talking to me, like, pick up that book. And I did. And I'm so grateful for that time. I'm grateful for that moment. I'm grateful for the moment. A lot of my events have to do with books. I love books. But another one was when I was in the feed store in Las Vegas, Nevada, many years ago. And I looked down and I saw a book on herbalism. Never heard of herbalism in my life. It was before the computers were a thing, and didn't have a clue. Something told me, again, I think it was the Holy Spirit, saying to me, pick up that book, get that book. And I made my first tincture, and it was the beginning of a love affair with plants, medicinal herbs that has changed my life. So I think when you can feel gratitude for those events, those things that happen in your life that make changes, and then you just feel that joy that you made that decision, or that feel the joy that there was an event that just made your life totally different. And we all have these events. So anyway, I'm going to wrap this up. Usually I do my herbal talks or my essential oil talks. And this talk is literally about ways that you can infuse more gratitude and maybe a different kind of gratitude into your life on a daily basis. And maybe do it while you're drinking a cup of tea. My cat's wanting to get up here. What are you doing, buddy? Yeah, maybe do it while you're drinking a cup of good herbal tea. That's what I'm going to go do right now. I'm freezing. I'm going to go in and have a cuppa. Have a really super great evening. Hey, I wanted to mention also, I'm having a Black Friday sale and Cyber Monday sale in our shop, our school. So if you have been wanting to take a course, I'll leave the link below, but go over and visit what we have to offer. It's 15 to 30% off of everything, and I would love to see you in our community. All right, so have a really good Thanksgiving holiday weekend, and be grateful. All right, I'll see you in the next video. I'm Heidi Villegas with Healing Harvest Homestead. I hope you'll like and subscribe and check out my herbal videos and start learning to use herbs. Bye-bye.